Welcome back, folks. We're going to be talking about the main 5 reasons why you keep failing your evals or you keep blowing up your funded accounts. This is a topic that's very dear to my heart because I actually have blown literally hundreds of evals, just depending on which prop firm we're talking about, when it was in the Forex space and now in the future space. It is something that really took a really long time for me to really get over, and I didn't quite understand the main reasons why it kept happening. All right, so let's just jump right into it. The number one reason why you keep failing is because you just don't have a plan. You haven't sat down to actually plan out what your entry mechanism is, what your exit mechanism is, how much you're going to risk per trade, how much you are going to be lowering your risk by if you happen to go on a losing streak, which will happen to every single trader, despite what the internet will tell you and what people want to show online. Every trader will go on a losing streak. It doesn't matter if their win rate is 70% or 80%. You will still have a period of time where you take multiple losses in a row. It's just is what it is. There's no way to avoid that. And so the number one thing is just the lack of a plan. You need time, you need an entry, you need an exit, you need to have proper risk, and then you need to be able to do this every single day or every single week, or have some sort of repeatable process where it happens consistently in the period of time that you need it to happen to be able to pass an evaluation. Evals are usually 30 days, unless you want to be paying the reset fee consistently and do more. I've seen some traders that do that. Personally, I don't subscribe to that because the whole point of using props is to leverage their money. At that point, you might as well just be trading cash. But either way, something that repeats every period of time, whatever that is, what maybe every day for you, maybe every couple of days for you, maybe every week, and it's to be repeatable. Number 2, risk management. So risk management is the thing that will keep everybody unprofitable, even when they already have an entry, an exit, and so on. This thing is the thing that will really keep somebody who's a great analysis in the market, who can say, oh, it's going to go from point A to point B, and I can see it doing this and this and that. And then they're still just making literally $0 in the market because they don't have a way to properly risk on their trades. They over leverage them. They risk too little sometimes. They change up and down as they feel like it. They're very discretionary with their trading, which I'm not saying discretionary trading cannot be a thing for a very experienced person. But if you're never being profitable, I pretty much guarantee most people don't have a proper risk management plan that will allow them to be profitable. What I currently do is I do 10% of available drawdown. This is a thing that my mentor taught me. It's a thing that works the best. I already made a video about this on the channel, but that gives you, give or take, about 19 trades before blowing up on the account. And these trades have to be losses in a row. So that's quite a few trades for you to be losing in a row. If you're losing 19 trades in a row, chances are you probably shouldn't be buying an eval. You probably should be focusing on demo trading for some time until you get a little bit more consistent and can go to the next level. Third reason why people keep blowing up their accounts, it's their daily limit risk on the account. They don't have a way to stop themselves. They see red when they lose one trade, and they don't stop until they either come back or blow up. There's no in between. A lot of these props now give you a daily limit to where if you hit that daily limit, they'll stop you out. They won't allow you to trade anymore. You should not be hitting that daily limit though. The daily limit is not so that you use that as, oh, that's where I'm going to stop for the day if I actually go on a losing streak. You do not want to be hitting the daily limits, okay? If you're hitting the daily limits, again, you should be going to demo for some time, studying a little bit more, trying a little bit better there, and then coming back. The system I use is a 2-bullet system. And so for my specific model, I'll use 2 bullets for one idea. Once that idea is wrong by 2 bullets, it tells me either A, I'm on the wrong side of the market, it is not going to go the way I expect it to, or B, it's going to require a lot more bullets than just 2 for it to go my way, which means I'm way too early and I need to just step out of the market. It is okay to walk away. There's never a moment where you shouldn't just walk away from the market once you've taken a couple losses. Yes, that 3rd bullet might be the winner. Yes, that 4th bullet might be the winner. But how many days will you take 3, 4, 5 bullets before you catch your winner? And your winner will not eat up your losses because your winner is not as big as you want it to, or you're already in a bad headspace and you're not going to be able to hold your trade to the full potential. Number 4, overtrading. Overtrading is not just when you're losing. Overtrading is also when you are winning. When you are winning, you need to get your profits and leave the market green. This is very important. If you don't leave the market green and you give away back those profits that you just received, you're doing a disservice to yourself, okay? Your strategy, chances are, only works so many setups per week, per day, and so on. When you find the winning setup that you had, which was very obvious to you, you had the liquidity, you had everything in place for you to be profitable, you took it, and it was profitable, chances are there is not a second or third setup that's going to be as good as that first setup you took. There can be, and that is something that you can work towards in the future. But as you're trying to learn to just be profitable and just become consistent, you just need to get your profits and leave the market. Yes, if it runs 1,000,000 points after you leave, does it sting a little bit? Of course, but you can always learn how to catch that later on. Right now, you're focusing on just becoming profitable. Number 5, not following the plan. Not following the plan will keep you unprofitable forever. You might have the time that you're supposed to be trading, the entry you're supposed to be taking, the exit you're supposed to be also utilizing. The risk management is there. This plan shows up every day, for example, but you still don't follow it. If you don't follow the plan that you laid out, you will never be profitable. There's never going to be a time where you consistently can be making profits on the market by just going on a fly and just kind of trying this or trying that, but you don't really have something you stick to. This is a thing that pretty much kept me unprofitable for the longest period of time of my career. I've been trading for a little over 5 years. And pretty much 3 out of those 5 years were extremely unprofitable. My 4th year was okay, where I started seeing some profits, but I was pretty much a break even. And I'm finally at that point where I am profitable consistently every week, every month, and so on. But that only happened once I actually laid down a plan that I fully trusted, believed in, and I could repeat every single day when I came to the market, no matter how I was feeling, whether I was, very optimistic on the day, very pessimistic on the day, just following the plan, clicking the buttons when I need to click the buttons and letting it go was really the turning point for my career so far. So, yeah, I would suggest you guys should be following the plan that you're making. If you don't know where to start in terms of your plan and you don't understand what to do, I'm not going to tell you to do ICT necessarily, because not every trader that's profitable in the market trades ICT. Not every trader that's profitable in the market needs to have the same risk management. Not every trader needs to trade at the same time, and so on. I will be making up a follow-up video where I will be touching on some points on how to basically build a plan around what you need. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment what you suggest for the next video should be, and be looking forward for the next one.